In the headlines, gunmen invade mosque during Isha prayers in Taraba, kill district head. Federal government releases 40,000 metric tons of grains to cushion effect of high food price. Adamu Adamu resigned from Senate to focus on APC job. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Rishi Sunak to be fined over lockdown parties. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Zainab Bala. Hello and a warm welcome. Now, gunmen have attacked a mosque and killed a district head during Isha prayers in Taraba State on Monday night. The incident occurred at Maisamari town in Sardona local government area at about 7:25 p.m. Spokesperson of Taraba Police Command DSP Usman Abdullahi confirmed the incident but did not give details. It was gathered that the gunmen, many in number, attacked the mosque during Isha prayers, during which the district head of the town, Abdul Qadir Maisamari, was killed while others sustained injuries. A resident of the town, Musa Sali, told Daily Trust that residents were courageous enough to come out when the shooting started and gunmen escaped. He said nobody was abducted by the gunmen, adding that calm has returned in the town while the district head was buried early Tuesday morning. Now, the House of Representatives, bandits have invaded Dorai village of Dus and Abba ward in Zaria local government area, killing one person and abducting a teenager. Reports say the bandits invaded the village at the early hours of Tuesday morning around 2 a.m. and went straight to the resident of their target, Abdullahi Adu, and shot him dead. Recall that Dorai village had witnessed several bandit attacks in recent past, with many people being abducted, including the village head. In the same vein, some soldiers and a vigilante member were arrested for coming to collect ransom for the village head. The PPRO, Kano State Command, could not respond to calls for comment via his mobile phone as at the time of filing this report. Still ahead, the prosecution of Abdul Malik Tanko and two others into the alleged murder of 5-year-old Hanifa Abubakar in Kano has been completed at State High Court in Abuja or Secretariat. Now, the prosecution counsel say a total of 9 witnesses have so far been presented before the court and were thoroughly cross-examined by the defense counsel. Now, the presiding judge, Justice Usman Abba, adjourned the case to 9th and 10th May 2022 for the opening of defense.
Cross-examined today, and then we also brought in our last witness who also testified and was cross-examined, and then the matter has been adjourned to the 9th day of May, 9th and 10th day of May.
They brought the 2 witnesses, the PW 7 and 8, and that led to deliberations as regards the tendering of a document which, for obvious reasons, once the court rules on that, you respect it. And we allowed it to go naturally. But we told them, apart from this bus stop, we'll meet somewhere. That's why we're taking the case very serious. You have to prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. That's why we're taking all this steps, because if we just take it for the fun of it, then we'll be as if we're acting drama. And court is not supposed to be looked in that form.
There you go. Now, President Muhammad Buhari has given approval for the release of 40,000 metric tons of various grains from the Strategic Grains Reserve to cushion the effect of high food prices in the country due to the festive season. The Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Muhammad Abubakar, announced this Tuesday at the presidential villa in Abuja after he was summoned by the president. He said the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development would handle the distribution of 12,000 metric tons.
President Muhammad Buhari, he actually directed and approved the release of grains from our strategic grain reserve by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. This is to cushion the effect of some of the issues we are facing with high prices of commodities across the country, and also to cushion this during these festivities, Ramadan, Easter, Salah, so that there will be a little cushion for the people during these festivities. Not just us, the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, but also that we will be giving some of these grains also to the Humanitarian Ministry also to also do the same distribution. The grain is coming from our grain strategic reserve directed by Mr. President. In the first instance, 12,000 metric tons, and then we'll be releasing, instantly we'll start with about 12,000 metric tons. That will start, we'll hand over to the Humanitarian Ministry to do that, and then the Minister of Agriculture also and Rural Development will continue. So I think in all, there should be over 40,000 metric tons that will be released as we start the release of the grains.
Senator Abdullahi Adamu has resigned as the senator representing Nasarawa West in the 9th Senate. Senator Abubakar Kyari has also relinquished his position as lawmaker representing Borno North. This followed their emergence as executives of the ruling All Progressive Congress. While Adamu was elected chairman of the party, Kyari was elected deputy national chairman. Still ahead, House of Representatives has passed a bill to establish a trust fund for the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC. The bill, titled A Bill for an Act to Establish National Youth Service Corps Trust Fund for the purpose of providing a sustainable source of funds for the National Youth Service Corps, skill acquisition, training and empowerment of corps members, training and retraining of the personnel of the National Youth Service Corps, development of camps and NYSC formations and facilities therein, and for related matters. The bill passed through the third reading after a motion by the House Leader Al-Hassan Ado Doguwa and seconded by the House Chief Whip Muhammad Tahir Monguno at the plenary on Tuesday. The bill was passed after a voice vote put by the Deputy Speaker Ahmed Idris Wasi, who presided over plenary. Similarly, the House of Representatives has lamented that only 57% of Nigerian children under 5 years were registered by the National Population Commission. The House adopted and passed a motion moved by Bashiru Dawodu at plenary on Tuesday. Presenting the motion, he said lack of proper birth and death registration is making it difficult for governments to plan adequately for their medical, nutritional and other needs. He added that the federal government needs to know the number of health centers needed in the country as well as the population growth in the country to correctly estimate the medications to be imported and the tariffs. Dawodu said no country can progress without credible birth statistics, adding that registration of birth is the most basic requirement in planning for children. Now, Kano State government says it has conducted local government elections and was completely hitch-free. Secretary to State Government Dr. Mustafa Inuwa commended the State Independent Electoral Commission for the success of the exercise. However, there was a delay in the commencement of the election in some polling units, and the state government accused the opposition of trying to sabotage the election. Jamil Mabay reports.
The Secretary to the Katsina State Government, Dr. Mustafa Inuwa, commended the State Independent Electoral Commission for a successful election exercise.
That election materials and personnel were discharged early enough to reach to the destinations designed to hold this election.
7 years of court case has denied the people of Katsina State representation at local government levels. Today, the long-awaited moment is unfolding, and the people once again lined up to vote in the local government chairmanship and councillorship election. With over 3 million registered voters expected to participate, the election will produce a total of 34 local government chairmen and 361 councillors. However, in some polling units, election materials were delayed and voters lamented.
And here where I am, Modoji Primary School is my polling unit. I've been casting my vote in this polling unit for the past, I think, since from 1999 to date. Even though it's fasting time, it's not enough reason to say that people will not come out. Basically, if you can see the place, I've been in this place since 7:15, but I didn't see anybody with anything to do with materials of the elections or anything like that.
Dr. Mustafa Ino accused the opposition of causing mayhem to sabotage the election.
What actually brought the delay? Well, like I said in Hausa, the PDP organized thugs in most of these places to ensure that election materials from the local government headquarters to ward do not reach this ward in time. We had to work with the security agencies to ensure that they were able to disperse these thugs brought into this local government office to ensure that election material and personnel move to the various polling units and so on. That's what actually caused the delay.
Osman Nadada, who casted his vote hitch-free, commended officials for adequate preparation in Wakilin Kudu too.
Frankly speaking, as you have seen, they have done quite a lot. There was no delay, and almost all the voting materials and the officers are on ground as early as 8:30. I've been here since 7 o'clock, and almost all the materials with the other officials are on ground. So the preparations is quite commendable.
Trust TV observed massive turnout in some polling units within Katsina Metropoli. However, in the suburban areas, there were low turnout of voters in the area. Jamila Mabai, Trust TV News, Katsina.
Elsewhere, the zoning and consensus arrangement in selecting candidates to fly the flag of political parties has been described as one of the transparent ways of choosing representatives without rancor. The Kano State chapter of the People's Democratic Party is using this method to choose its aspirants for the next general elections in the state. The report.
As the deadline set for the submission of names of candidates by political parties draws nearer, the Kano State chapter of the People's Democratic Party has resolved to use zoning and consensus to choose those who will fly the flag of the party in the next election. The state chairman of the party believes zoning the governorship tickets to Kwara North is in the best interest of the party and justice for the zone.
Our party, People's Democratic Party, Kwara State chapter, unanimously agreed to zone the gubernatorial ticket to Kwara North Central District. By the time we are taking that decision, the entire members and critical stakeholders of the party from Kwara South Central District, Kwara Central District, and Kwara North Central District were deeply involved. Both the leadership, the party executive, the youth wing, the women wing, we all agreed unanimously.
The Kwara South zone of the party is towing same line as it is adopting consensus arrangement for the National Assembly and State Assembly seats.
When the party guidelines was released, the leadership of this senatorial level brainstormed and resolved to adopt this consensus arrangement in picking our candidates. We further agreed to go for primary election wherever the consensus arrangement could not work. The senatorial elders look at the situation on ground and propose zoning arrangements for the National Assembly positions to the party leadership.
The only thing I'm morally capable of saying here is to appeal. And to appeal to all our brothers and sisters for all levels, from assembly to rep to senate, so that we culminate into even Cuba.
Those aggrieved by the decision of the party are being called upon to put the interest of the party first, since according to the party, no imposition took place, adding that collective interest was taken into consideration before arriving at the decision.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up. Concerns over locally made juice. Details of this story and more after the break. Do stay. Welcome back. This is Trust TV News Update. Our top stories. Gunmen invade mosque during Isha prayers in Taraba, kill district head. Federal government releases 40,000 metric tons of grains to cushion effective high food price. Still ahead, an investigative team on the attempted jailbreak on Monday at the Port Harcourt Correctional Centre has arrived Port Harcourt from Abuja. According to reports, a fight broke out between two inmates at the correctional centre located at the old Port Harcourt township. Some inmates capitalized on the fight between the two inmates to scale the fence but were repelled with several gunshots from the vigilant security operatives stationed outside the centre, where one person died and several inmates sustained bullet wounds. The Port Harcourt Correctional Centre Public Relations Officer Juliet Ofoni told our reporter that an investigative team had arrived Port Harcourt from Abuja to investigate the circumstances surrounding the matter. She said the centre will issue a statement on the matter after the investigation. Now, an ongoing market construction, which was announced and flagged up during the administration of the former governor of Anambra State, Willie Obiano, has been stopped by the Awka Capital Territory Development Authority. The team, led by the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of ACTD, Amechi Okosu, said the action became necessary due to the fact that the market was not properly planned during the Obiano administration. He appealed to residents of the Awka Capital Territory to always abide by the rules and regulations, as the legal occupation of government lands would not be tolerated.
Think a market. We've been going there for the past 16 months, a year and 4 months. 16 months. Between a year and 4 months and a year and 8 months. We've marked the place, but they refuse to come to formalize their documents. We are not even sure of what they are building. When you disobey the rules and regulations, we enforce it, irrespective of who's involved. So government may have been involved, by giving them the permission to start the building, not putting the structures.
The consumption of locally made juice in Kano State, especially during Ramadan, is widespread and may often affect people's health, as these drinks rarely pass through the required scrutiny of regulators. In this report, Trust TV correspondent Idris Jibril examines the implication of consuming locally made soft drinks and juice. His report.
Usually at iftar, many people prepare to use something cold to break their fast, and this kind of locally made soft drink or concentrated juice may just be fine, especially among low-income earners.
You know, the situation we are in now is a kind of situation that requires people to take a lot of water, especially you can see that it's Ramadan fast. And most of our people, the problem we are having is that most of our people do not know how to differentiate between NAFDAC certified products and the fake ones that are being produced anywhere across the town.
Kuma mutum ya sha ruwa yana so ya samu wani abu mai dan galmi-galmi da zai sanyaya masa zuciyarsa.
Actually, the reason why people are going for this concentrated or locally made soft drink is because of the situation the whole society is in. Many people do not have money to buy the kind of juice you are talking about. Therefore, the only way out for them to satisfy their thirst, especially during this Ramadan, is to buy the locally made concentrated juice, because it is what they can afford. It is what is closer to them. So I believe this is the reason why most people are going for this concentrated juice.
Notwithstanding, experts believe that it could also be medically dangerous and life-threatening, as in the case of 2001, when several people in Kano were reported to have died after consuming locally made soft drink and concentrated juice. A repeat of what the National Agency for Food Administration and Control is trying to prevent.
We monitor the production process down to from the raw materials through the manufacturing process to the laboratory analysis and everything to ensure that everything is within limits, allowed limit for the registered ones.
Although NAFDAC confirmed that so long it has certified the drink, it would be good for use. However, it is advisable to watch out for the agency's certified product before consumption. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
Now, the federal government has declared Friday, April 15th and Monday, April 18th, 2022 as public holidays to mark the Easter celebrations. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, in a statement on Tuesday, urged Christians to emulate the attributes of sacrifice, togetherness, forgiveness, kindness, love, peace, and patience, which were the attributes and practices of Jesus Christ as exemplified by his ministry on earth. He called on Christians and all Nigerians alike to use the occasion of this year's Easter celebration to pray for an end to the security challenges bedeviling the country. Aregbesola assured Nigerians that the nation is inexorably on the path to greatness despite the present challenges confronting her. Now, in a bid to ensure adequate security of lives and properties as the Easter celebration approaches, the Rivers State Commander of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps has deployed 1,580 tactical forces to the 23 local governments in the state. The State Commandant, Abu Tambuwal, while briefing the officers and men at the command headquarters in Port Harcourt, charged the personnel to discharge their duties with utmost diligence, alertness, and professionalism. Then a CDC boss wished the good people of Rivers State a happy Easter celebration, assuring of a peaceful festive period as he solicited the public to provide the command with sustained intelligence and information that would enhance the arrest of criminal-minded persons before, during, and after the Easter celebration. Now, on the foreign scene, Prime Minister Boris Johnson will be fined by the police for attending a birthday party thrown for him during a COVID lockdown. Number 10 confirmed he would receive the fixed penalty notice for going to the long hour gathering in the Cabinet Room on 19th June 2020. Chancellor Rishi Sunak and the PM's wife, Carrie Johnson, have also been notified they will get fines. It comes as part of a Met investigation into illegal parties in Downing Street. The Metropolitan Police is looking into 12 alleged law-breaking gatherings across Whitehall. And in sports, the Scottish Football Association says it is overwhelmed by the generosity of fans after the match friendly against Poland raised £500,000 to help the children of war-torn Ukraine. The crowd of 39,000 attended the 1-1 draw at Hampden Park with £10 donated from each ticket to UNICEF's appeal. Further cash was raised through tax donations plus contributions from some of the Scottish FA's commercial partners. The match replaced World Cup semi-final playoffs on 24th March, with Ukraine unable to travel to Scotland and Poland's opponents, Russia, thrown out of the competition following their country's invasion. Scotland are awaiting a new date for their match against Ukraine, with Wales to face the winners in the final. And that's it on News Update. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bala. Thanks for your time and company.